This is a Rogue Media Network podcast.
Swimmers here. Swimmers here. Swimmers here. The Adult Swim Podcast.
Hey there, welcome to Swimmers
Here.
an Adult Swim Swam podcast. I'm Mike, and then it's Rusty.
Yeah, I'm Rusty.
And we're going to go over another one of these infomercials. This is not so much an infomercial as the other ones have been. This one, I think you just watched it for the first time.
Yeah.
And you said you felt how?
Ridiculously uncomfortable. It's one of those, I don't know, like, kind of like Blair Witch Project kind of feel. I don't know.
It does kind of feel like that.
Or the VHS movies.
Yep. It very much feels like, and I think it
eerie.
succeeds in making you feel like you're watching something you shouldn't be watching.
Yeah.
You know, it's very Big Brother / Blair Witch all at the same time.
That's what it feels like. I don't know. It just reading some stuff on it, there was a lot of comparisons to this and the one that we did the other week, the
unedited footage of a bear.
Yeah, unedited footage of a bear.
And there's a reason for that. It's because it is also brought to you by Alan Resnick and Ben O'Brien.
Yeah, it's pretty much a lot of the same people.
Yeah, they had a company called AB Video Solutions, and you can still go to the to their page, abvideo.solutions, and it takes you right to there. You can watch several of their videos that they did, even some stuff I didn't know about. It says on the page, it says AB Video Solutions was a Baltimore-based video production LLC that existed from 2012 to 2020. They created work for Adult Swim, IFC, Super Deluxe, and made music videos for groups including Dan Deacon, Beach House, Y Oak, and Lower Dens. Never heard of any of those.
Yeah, I haven't either.
Someone once described their videos as weird. The LLC no longer exists, but the humans who work there still do. For more information, go to www.yahoo.com or www.bing.com. Thank you for anyone who cares. I love that because they're like, go to Yahoo, go to Bing. Okay, it's 2024. All right, so let's start with this. This is an article from Vice, which also has kind of gone the way of the dodo. They had like a big bankruptcy or something there.
No, they're still making content.
Oh, they are still making content, but it's not quite the same as it was.
It's not the same as it was. Well, I think it's like all things that are that controversial. They were doing some really dangerous.
Oh yeah,
shit
they were
at the very beginning. Like they were sending people into North Korea multiple times. Like
I know.
Like some of their guys had been in North Korea like 3 or 4 times, kind of thing. Where some people don't ever get to go once in a lifetime. They were going like 4 or 5 times. And then what was the other one I saw? I can't remember where they were at. They were in Afghanistan somewhere or something like that at a gun market. They were like at some illegal gun market in some alley in Pakistan where there was just like RPGs hanging, like a loaf of bread would hang on a French market somewhere, you know what I mean? Or like you're in an Italian market, you're buying pasta, but in an Afghani or Pakistani market, you're buying RPGs and AK-47s and stuff. It was kind of nuts. Yeah,
it was some gonzo journalism, definitely. Okay, so this article says... it all started back in 2014 with Too Many Cooks, which we will get to. Then took a seriously demented turn with Alan Resnick and Ben O'Brien's unedited footage of a bear. We've already covered that.
That was one we covered.
It is a little unsettling, not
that one's
nearly as unsettling as this one.
The lady at the top of the hill like this.
With their arms
that was the unsettling part,
It says, AB Video Solutions returned with the multimedia experience. This house has people in it, a sort of Big Brother on acid. That's a very good way to describe it.
Very good way to describe it.
Taken as a whole, it's a piece of comedy for the surveillance and voyeuristic social media age and a mini forked rabbit hole. This house has people in it, follows ostensibly normal family in a seemingly mundane suburbia, but all is not as it seems. A company called AB Surveillance Solutions has rigged the home's interior and exterior with dozens of security cameras. The surveillance company is also like a minor league Silicon Valley company, logging phone calls, emails, images exchanged amongst family members, etc., etc.
Yeah, odd stuff.
Between the exceedingly quotation, I don't know what that means, conversation runs an unsettling vibe that oscillates between comedy, psychological horror, and the supernatural. Not horror in its purest sense, and I think that's what you were referring to.
Yeah, it's not really like horror like you think of a spooky movie, but it's just so unnerving, unsettling.
It says
like it's not scary. I'm not scared, but
right.
I just feel like
it says just the way it manifests itself is very unsettling. In this case, a disease called Lynx.
Lynx disease,
Lynx disease, whose origin and effects are unclear, although it does trigger giant blisters and cause suffering to sing and act sufferers to sing and act absurdly.
Yeah.
The 11-minute video, which Adult Swim launched on YouTube, links to the AB Surveillance Solutions website. From there, it's up to viewers to investigate. Sleuths clever enough to discover keyword searches or pay attention to comments on the YouTube videos will find out more about this strange world quickly enough. For those who need a little help, there is a subreddit called This House Has People in It.
They have their own subreddit.
After letting the multimedia experience settle, Resnick spoke to the Creators Project about the origin, and Creators Project is part of Vice, about the origins of This House Has People in It. He explained how the team shot the video's convincing surveillance footage and mused about whether or not there's a larger mystery to be solved in the work's many rabbit holes. So the following is going to be a interview that Alan Resnick gave. It won't take us a ton of time, and then I want to go over some of the Easter eggs.
Okay.
So Creators Project, you can assume they're asking these questions. Can you talk about the origins of This House Has People in It? As I understand it, you thought of it while going to bed one night. This is Alan Resnick. The image of a suburban family arguing popped into my head, and I was spying on them from up high. I had the idea of surveillance footage of some random home suddenly showing up in the middle of a normal TV broadcast with no context. Well, he definitely achieved that.
No,
he did. Yeah, that's definitely something. Then they ask, is This House Has People in It at all linked to unedited footage of a bear? Which is that's a good question to ask, because there are some Easter eggs in this thing that do link back to it. I'm going to guess he
says no.
Yeah. It says it's linked to unedited footage of a bear, and the idea grew out of our familiarity with the 4 a.m. audience. And we wanted to make something specifically for them. They also both contain some traumatic event taking place in the suburbs.
Yeah.
So that's
on brand. Yeah.
I've also seen other people talk about this and talk about how these could definitely be taking place in the same universe, right?
They could.
Which is kind of cool.
They could.
They ask, how do you balance comedy, unsettling psychological horror, and surreal or absurd happenings? Alan says, as a group, I think we collectively find more humor in unsettling situations than we do in more traditional comedic setups.
Yeah.
I think both comedy and horror are both impactful when they occur in unexpected contexts. That's absolutely correct.
That's on point. Yeah.
I love like dark comedy / horror films. I think some of them are really good.
I like that kind of stuff too.
Yeah.
I like all that weird stuff.
For this project, it took a lot of well, you're into a lot of that VHS found footage stuff. And so, this is right up
Watching
your alley.
Somebody else's family videos makes you feel like a weirdo.
It does.
Like when I going through VHSs all the years that I've been doing it, whenever I get a home video, it's I know, I just feel like I'm violating somebody's, and it could be a video of people that don't even exist anymore. You know, it could be like, because I've had some that are from like the 70s and 80s with people who were like in their like 60s doing these videos with, it's like a vacation with a man and his wife in Alaska.
Right.
And I liked it for all the stock footage of Alaska, because it's crazy looking at Alaska through this VHS lens.
Sure.
But then you're at dinner with this guy's wife, and he's like showing his wife at dinner on this VHS camera, like he carried the VHS camera to dinner,
and then you worry like are they alive? Are they dead? Are they whatever?
It just feels like so.
You feel like a serial killer.
So weird. Yeah, I feel like Robin Williams in Photo. You know what I mean? Like
I used to go and buy storage buildings whenever they'd go up for auction, and I'd run across a lot of like photos.
Yeah.
And boy, it just makes you feel dirty. You know, you're just like, oh my God, I don't know what I'm doing with these things. Okay, so he asks about balancing comedy and psychological horror. For this project, it took a lot of fine-tuning in the editing to hit the right balance of humor and trauma. That's a weird balance. The first few edits were much sillier. Our idea for the show originally was that it would be a series, and some episodes would be mundane, some could be straight-up comedies, and some would be existential horror. I could see that.
I can see that, yeah.
We only got to make one full episode, so we tried to balance all three. They ask, how would you consider This House Has People in It a comedy? He goes, it's hard to answer. To me, it is funny, so I want to call it a comedy. To other people, it's not funny at all and just upsetting. Even with the creators of the show, you might get a different response to that question. They ask, which of your crew is into alternate reality games? Which that's a good question to ask
That
in
is a
this
good question,
arena.
Yeah.
Dina Kelberman made the site, so they're now talking about the AB video site.
AB video site, yeah.
I think we're all interested in ARGs. Dina's main goal in life is to make something so convoluted that only the most dedicated person will fully understand it. Well, good job.
You did a very good job.
It said, did you install surveillance cameras throughout the house? Because the cameras move around interior and exterior spaces, focusing on specific objects and spaces. And were you guys controlling the cameras somehow? He says, we rigged up each room with security cameras and then just let the actors work without large crews in the space. That made everything more playful and free. I would monitor all the cameras from another area and would control a PTZ camera with a joystick. At the end of the shoot, we had every take from every scene from many different angles, so we had an ungodly amount of footage. I can't even imagine. And it took us weeks just to organize it. What I'm saying is it was a nightmare. Okay,
Yeah,
here's where
like a nightmare.
Here's where we get into some of the weirder stuff. Can you talk about Boomy the cat as far as the video game and then his possible physical incarnation? He says, Boomy the cat is a very popular character. He's a blue cat. He's also a fast cat. Kids and adults both seem to really like Boomy. He is popular on TV and in video games. So he literally did not answer the question. He just described this made-up character that's basically Sonic. You know, and that's
pretty
what
much
he's talking
Sonic,
about.
Yeah.
Then they ask, you said each are adding content to this house has people in it and might continue doing so indefinitely. It sounds like an infinite rabbit hole. Is that the plan, to keep adding content to the project? He said, currently it is what it is. There are no current plans. So we can say that nothing has been added since this thing was released. No. He said we'd love to continue it, blah, blah, blah. As far as the content stuff that exists, feels like a setup to a larger thing, and we don't know if it'll ever be more. This video and associated web content makes mention of a disease called Lynx. Does Lynx cause strange things to happen to this family? And how is it connected or not to Clay and the Sculptor's Playground host?
And you can find that actual full video. They have the full, like the woman that's sitting there watching TV.
Yeah.
There's an actual full.
Oh, that whole video. That whole video somewhere.
That she's watching.
Wow.
You could get that actually. After you're done watching this, if y'all want the in-depth explanation from the guy on YouTube, his name is Nightmind.
Yeah, he does a good job, but it's like an hour and a half.
Yeah, it's called Explaining This House.
For an 11-minute video.
And he has it linked in the description.
Yeah, the Sculptor's Playground is the name of it. And that would be kind of cool. I did not watch that, but I will after this.
Yeah, I haven't seen it either. I want to watch it.
It says the host of the Sculptor's Playground at one point had Lynx disease, but was able to overcome it. I can't say exactly what is happening in the house, but some of the family members are very concerned about Lynx.
Very concerned.
Last question: is there a larger mystery to be solved? And I want you to concentrate on this answer. Right?
All right.
Larger mystery. He says there are several mysteries to be explored, but there is no one question to be answered. I realize that's a terrible answer. That's
a horrid answer, yeah.
So this thing opens up with like the traditional old school black and white computer screen.
Yep.
Bunch of code, bunch of stuff that somebody's written on there. And then somebody off camera enters the code 00451. That then takes you to a blue screen. This blue screen mentions all the stuff about the tape. So if you have ever looked at like a TV broadcast or something, you know, between commercials and stuff, they'll have all this kind of information in there because it helps them cue the thing up and tell how long it is and you know what it's in. So it says on this blue screen, it says that this is family number 00437. So there's 436 other families out there somewhere. But this is tape number 451. So that's the code they entered to see that tape. The color is NTSC, which that doesn't really matter. The date is 5/31/2015, but it's done in the European way, so it's 31/05/2015. And then it says log sub 3 prone in kitchen floor, and then at the bottom it says system telling tilt. So this is all just like, you know, what's happening in the video. If somebody's queuing this thing up, they'll know what to do with it. Then we see 9 different screens. Some numbers change on the screen. And then one of the first things we see is the boy getting ready for a birthday party.
Yeah.
However, the R is gone from birthday. So it says birthday.
Birthday.
And then his grandmother, assuming, is sitting over there watching the Sculptor's, whatever it was called. And Alan Resnick, the guy who created this, is the actual sculptor.
Oh,
in that
okay.
video.
So that's him
Yeah,
in the video.
He plays
I got
himself
you.
in that. Yeah. Okay, so at 2 minutes and 33 seconds, and these are all screen caps that I'm going to describe to you guys. It says bedroom 3, and it's a close up of a photo switching cameras, right? And there's a picture of some lady.
Yeah.
All right.
That's
So we
weird.
don't know what that's from. And there's like a big crack in the wall or something.
Yeah.
Then at 3:06, we get our first sighting of what we assume is Blue Cat. So the kid is
the Sonic the Hedgehog.
yeah. So the kid is on the couch looking at like an iPad, and behind him there's a deer that comes through the frame, and then it runs off like it's scared, and then this weird blue spiky thing runs by just super quick,
Super fast,
super quick.
Wonder what that is.
We don't know what it is. And then at 3:07, we see a mystery room downstairs, and it's just full of junk. Right? There's it just looks like
miscellaneous.
Yeah, it looks like a basement or whatever, right? Then at 3:08, we see our second sighting of Blue Cat as it runs through the backyard real quick. Also, I believe it's in this scene. It may be later, but behind these trees, you see 2 men. One of them in this big tree here in the middle, you just see his shoes sticking out, and in the other tree, you see a guy actually kind of peek out. We don't know who those are, and we are not privy to that explanation. At 7:05, you can see the letters WAARNEMIN on the basement camera written on a piece of ductwork. That's right before Madison goes through the floor. Because I should explain that the mother and father are upstairs, and they're like cooking and cleaning and stuff, and there's a baby also. And the daughter is laying face down on the kitchen floor. They don't say anything.
They don't
about
say
it at
nothing
first.
at first because they're just like walking around,
right?
And you think it's just like some kid throwing a fit.
And this is Madison because they start talking about, she's been laying there for 2 hours, blah blah blah. And just let her do what she wants to. No, she needs to get up. That kind of argument, right? We start seeing Madison sink into the floor.
She starts to like become a part of the floor.
Yeah. And so this is seen on the ductwork right before Madison goes through the floor. It's a WAARNEMIN. And what we're missing is the GEN at the end of this because there's a Dutch word which matches the letters that are visible. This word means observations. So that's all it's telling you. Okay. And then at 7:22, the guy that's downstairs working on the pipes, the worker, he comes upstairs because he hears them screaming and throwing a fit, right? He comes in, he covers his mouth and looks at the girl who's sinking into the floor. And on the refrigerator behind him, you see the words bed sheets. It's all one word. Mm-hmm. And it says, this is the password for the AB Solutions website.
Oh, okay.
So that's kind of cool, honestly. All right. At 8:15, we see Blue Cat run through again, and we never get a good glimpse of this thing.
No,
we just see Blue Cat.
Real quick.
And this is another one of the backyard cameras. Now, during one of the switching of the cameras, we get like a 3-frame glimpse of this scary-looking like creature man,
whatever it is,
coming up from that room full of junk.
Weird-looking thing.
He's just like starting to get up. Right?
Yeah.
Then at 9:15, we see Tom and Ann, who are the parents. They're downstairs looking up, and they're seeing Madison come through the floor, right?
Yeah, like sinking into the floor.
Right. But then it switches to another camera where we don't really see anything, but we see Madison looking up at the floor.
Looking up at the floor.
Which is super
it's like
weird.
The wood is like the floor brace or whatever.
That's super weird. At
really
9:33, during a transition between cameras, you get a shot of a room that hasn't been shown yet. It's super dark. And then at 9:34, which is 1 second later, we see a bunch of crude drawings of Blue Cat. So we're assuming the kid drew these pictures of Blue Cat.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he manifested him or what happened. 10:27, in between camera changes, you see a shot of the foyer that looks combined with the shot of the unknown man. A young boy can be seen with his arms up. Right after that shot, it goes to the foyer with a mother and handyman taking a mattress down the stairs.
Yeah.
So they start to take the mattress down.
So she falls to the ceiling.
Right, to see him fall through the thing. By the way, that guy who is getting up in the weird room, he has like this long, extended, open mouth, like he's just a creature from another dimension or something. Yeah. Then you see another password written on the dryer, says sad day. That's another password for the AB Solutions archive, and it's written on the dryer as they're down there working on stuff.
Yeah.
11:03, you see an unknown man again in the same room during the camera switch. It's just this creature-looking guy who obviously grew up in the dark. And then after Madison has fallen onto the mattress all the way through the floor, there's a frame in the chaos where she is no longer on the mattress.
Yep. That's a weird.
And that's pretty much it.
And then it shows like people in the grass at one point.
Yeah. Well, there's the people outside that are here for the party.
Yeah,
they're kind of freaking out,
so weird.
tearing apart presents and stuff. Again, you get the clay guy on the TV. Just he keeps on working on stuff. At one point, Madison, you see a close up of her. She's got these little white specks in her hair, and so you don't know if it's like just a glitch or what it is. But then at one point, you see the baby playing with a upside down bowl, and it has all these white flecks all over it too. So we don't know if there's some sort of like
airborne
interdimensional crap or
something,
disease or links or whatever. And then they take the baby when they go to get the mattress. They take the baby into the grandmother. Grandmother literally just puts
sets
the baby
her
on the floor.
ground and lets the baby just do whatever.
Well, and then at the end of this thing, you see the baby just crawling around in the backyard. So, I mean, the baby's just gone wherever. There's something burning in the kitchen. I mean, all hell breaks loose in this thing.
Yeah.
It is uncomfortable. It is unsettling. And every single time you watch this, you're going to see something different.
Yeah, it is
By
very,
the way,
very unsettling.
At one point, we were talking about how this fits in that universe. At one point, there's a photo in the back, and it's of this boy. It's the boy who plays the kid in this. He also plays one of the kids in unedited footage of the bear. It's a photo of him. You remember when she was like drawing on the photos and fucking them up and stuff?
Yeah,
in the lobby?
yeah.
It's that same picture sitting back there in the back.
I didn't know that. Yeah.
So you see a lot of that stuff where like they've used, and basically what Resnick says is it's not that they wanted to combine these two things, it's that they didn't have a budget. So they're just reusing stuff they already
So a lot of the
had,
stuff they're using is just like all the resources they've had.
This is if somebody gave you and I $5,000 to make a video, this is what we would make.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, that's exactly what it is. So I can't tell you I didn't enjoy it because I did, but do I know what it means? Hell no.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know what the hell it means.
Any of it
That
means.
is weird as hell.
But you can go check it out on Nightmind's YouTube and see what he has to say about it.
Yeah, go look at him. Also, go to what is it? AB Solutions. Let's see. It is. I wrote it down here somewhere. It is. You can hear all my papers. There's a lot of paperwork for one little video. But it is AB. Damn it. Where did I put it? Oh, here we go. AB Video Solutions. It is abvideo.solutions. You can check out a lot of their other stuff that they did there also. But Adam Resnick and Ben O'Brien, he did some fine work, and I would love to know what you're doing now. Boy, if we could ever talk to these guys, I would love to peek inside their mind for about 5 minutes.
Yeah, it'd be great to talk to them. I'm going to reach out.
But this is a lot more Adult Swim things, guys.
Yep, that was Adult Swim.
It was This House Has People in It. Weird as can be.
Yes, I'm still feel like I still feel really unsettled.
It leaves kind of a hangover. Yeah,
it was a weird show.
But check it out.
Check it out.
Yeah. Not quite the same as Fartcopter from last time.
No, not as campy.
But it is weird. Anyway, guys, thanks again for joining us. We appreciate you being here for Swimmer's Ear, an Adult Swim Swam podcast.
Yep. You can find us at the Funky Ear Podcast on social media.
There you go.
You can email us at funkyearpodcast@gmail.com.
funkyearpodcast@gmail.com. Send us something. Send us anything, and let us know if you want us to cover something specific. If not, we're just going to keep taking stabs at all things Adult Swim. And by the way, if you want to leave us a message, this is the same as for the King of the Hill show. 254-271-4007. Call us and leave us a message. Leave us something creepy.
Do.
Yeah, I'll take it. I'll take creepy messages, won't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to play
Why
this.
not?
All right, guys. Join us again next time. Until then, Adult Swim. You can find Swimmer's Ear anywhere you get your podcasts or at roguemedianetwork.com.
Don't forget to take your Claradrill.
See our ad in Tables and Chairs magazine. This has been a Rogue Media Network production. Sei doch, Girl, and I need him good,